Hello my friends, back with another video today. I am in a hotel room in North Carolina. Decided to do some traveling this week. Came down here this morning, hopped on a plane, and I am at the Embassy Suites Hotel. And I had an idea for a video that I wanted to talk about. I was thinking about it on the plane on the way down here. And sparked by a few things that I've seen in the comments and just some conversations I've had with you guys recently that have been really inspiring. You know, I just want to say before I kick off this video, thank you so much for all the engagement. You guys are just awesome. Awesome people. I love interacting with you, answering questions that you have. I love all the feedback on the first podcast Sarah and I did. And it's just great because I feel like I'm actually creating some type of community here where, you know, we can discuss photography in a adult manner and really get down to, you know, the essence of it rather than superficial things. You know, it just feels really good to see a community pop up, and you guys have just been awesome. So I hope that you continue to have your input. I love, even if you disagree with me, it's just, you know, we can have opposing ideas about things and discuss them in a, you know, mature way and come to, you know, an understanding of each other's sides. It doesn't mean we have to agree, but we can, you know, kind of find a middle ground. I think that that's missing, not just in the photography community, but just everywhere in life in general. People are just, you know, on a team and they don't want to hear anything else from anybody else. You know, they just want to defend their positions. And I just think it's healthy to be able to talk to people who you disagree with in a respectful way and throw around competing ideas, because that's how you learn. So anyways, thank you. So today I wanted to talk about, obviously, the title, why you will never master photography. And this is not me pointing the finger at any of you guys. This is also me pointing the finger at myself. I believe that mastering photography is a futile act. It is not something that we will ever do. And to be in a position where you think that you've mastered photography, or you think that you're a top tier creator, is not only self-limiting, but it's selfish, and it's never somewhere that healthy, extremely good art is going to come from. It's very difficult to create from a position of you think you're the best and you think that you have it all figured out, because then nothing's new. There's no wonder in the world. And I believe that the most creative photos and the most beautiful art come from people who are in love with seeing things new, looking at things for the first time again, over and over and over again, seeing things from different angles, creating things that they don't fully understand. You know, I wanted to kick this off. One of my favorite artists is Michelangelo. He's just, his work is just so captivating to me. Stuff I've seen him do is just, it's not from this world. It's so beautiful the way that he captures the detail in his sculptures and his art and his paintings. He had a quote, I wrote it down on my phone here. He had a quote as he was dying. It was close to his, he was kind of riddled to bed and was very towards the end of his life. And he was quoted as saying, "I regret that I have not done enough for the salvation of my soul, and that I am dying just as I learn the alphabet of my profession." I'm going to read that one more time. "I regret that I have not done enough for the salvation of my soul, and that I am dying just as I learn the alphabet of my profession." This is a man who carved La Pieta, who carved David, who painted the freaking Sistine Chapel. And as he was dying at the end of his life, his thought was that he was just beginning to learn his profession. You know, guys, there's a lot of talk nowadays of people in photography thinking that they know everything. Super technical people think that they have some type of, you know, top tier understanding of photography just because they can, you know, basically, you know, recite from memory all the manual, you know, from any camera, or they can tell you exactly how any component was made. And there's some people who have, you know, great photographs who think that They're something special because, they can create. But I don't see it like that. I think that every single person sees the world differently, and every single person has the ability to create beautiful things. And I don't think that anybody really has it all figured out. And I do think very strongly that if you come across somebody who says they have it all figured out, you should probably run as far as you can away in a different direction from that person, because art is a completely subjective thing. There is no objective truth out there when it comes to creating. You can say, okay, there's the law of thirds, or Fibonacci spirals, and a face should be placed here and it looks good and stuff. But in reality, what's a piece of work that looks beautiful to one person, it's not going to look the same to somebody else. Somebody could absolutely love something and somebody could absolutely hate the same thing. And it's completely subjective. In a world that we have nowadays where everything is connected, everything is in your face, we have Instagram, we have, Flickr, we have all these places for disposable images. And, I'm just talking about photography right now. It's very easy to and followers and things like that, and likes, we're in this likes and comments and absorbing tons of, validation. It's very easy to get into a mode or a mindset of thinking that you have things mastered, or that you're something special because, you have an audience. And I just don't believe that that's the case and that's true at all. I think that everything should be created from a place of wonder and from a place of being a student. I on my Instagram, if you guys follow my Instagram, one of the things that I have is I identify as a student of beauty. And I really believe that I will always be that way. I will always be a person that is a student of beautiful things and learning about this world and doing my best to see things new for the first time, even if I've seen them a million times before. Sarah and I always have these conversations about when we're going to a wedding. It's like, it's easy to get into that because we shoot a lot at the same venues. And it's easy to be like, oh, here we go again. Basically, I know what shots I can get. I know where the safe spots are. I could do this whole wedding just with my eyes closed based on the stuff I've done before. But if you create from a place of truly being humble, humility, and being like, I have much to learn, and there's always new things that I can do, and I can get better, and things can be seen kind of through that veil of seeing it for the first time, then you can start to create work that's real and has a real connection. Nietzsche also had a quote that said, all great art is created from a place of gratitude. And I think that that's very true as well. It's when I'm out photographing, when I go to weddings and stuff like that, this, again, it might sound woo-woo to some people or whatever, or just kind of out there, but I really feel grateful that I'm in a position to see things and try and create things that connect to sources of beauty. And I don't think that I'm special because I'm a photographer and, I have a portfolio that people, compliment me on. I do not think that I have it all figured out, and I do not think that I'm some type of master that has finished my work here and basically I can just ride off into the sunset as a successful person and just rest on my laurels. I believe that I'm always going to be a student, and I think that there's always something to learn. So, as photographers, we should not only help new people, but we should also approach our work with a standard of humility, where we almost, this might sound weird also, but I don't even consider myself as really doing the work. When I'm on a wedding or I'm on a family shoot or something like that, I really try and take some time before we go out and kind of just meditate and kind of just try and connect with gratitude for an ability to go out there and create an atmosphere of creation basically, and connect with things that will help beautiful images arise. I think it's something from like the outside, whether it's psyche or it's, you know, a spiritual connection or something that's almost allowing us to create things as artists. You know, that goes for me and you guys also. And I think that if we look at it like that, then that's where the gratitude comes from, because it's like, wow, like for whatever reason, I was chosen to, you know, put beautiful things into the world and create things that are new. And it's a really humbling place to be at. And it really makes me, you know, grateful. It really does. And so, you know, getting back to the title of this video, Mastering Photography, I don't believe that any of us have it all figured out. Definitely not me. I don't believe that any of us will ever have it totally figured out. And I believe that we should all be students for the rest of our lives in this craft, and that is how we're going to stay inspired to make beautiful things and to make things that transcend, you know, our lifetime. Because, you know, if you think about it, guys, you know, not to be too morbid or anything, but I mean, we get what, maybe 80, 90 years on this planet, and then what, 2 generations, you're pretty much going to be forgotten. You know, your grandkids are going to grow up and they'll have kind of memories about you, and then your great grandkids will hear stories about you, and that's basically it, you know. But you could create things that actually live on in the world far after you're gone, and can create a legacy of not only your fingerprint, but they can change people throughout the years. You know, Michelangelo is a perfect example. That guy's been dead for, God, hundreds of years. But he still has art out there and works of beautiful art that people literally see and cry. And, you know, most of us aren't going to be Michelangelo. But we can do things in that same spirit of humbleness and humility and create work that's authentic and true. Nowadays, guys, people are starving for the truth. They do not want people who act like they're authorities on things but have, you know, nothing to back it up. They don't want to hear from people who, basically, it's a lot easier nowadays to see through the bullshit. People are getting fed up with it. And I believe that anything that is a source of truth and beauty in this world should be latched onto, and it should be promoted. So let me know what you guys think about this. I hope I wasn't rambling too much, and I hope I had some clear and coherent thoughts on this, and it was in like kind of a storyline, because you know, I think it's important. Not every single video I make, you know, I definitely talk about the Z6 and some of my gear and things like that, which is part of a photography channel, 100%. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about becoming better artists, becoming better people, and learning how to create something that's going to live longer than we are. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Keep sending the emails. Appreciate the feedback on the podcast. And you know, as a disclaimer too, I sorry about that. I didn't know Apple takes like it said it can take up to like 3 weeks for it to get approved for a new channel. So it's in the approval process right now, so that'll be up soon, and I'll make an update when it actually goes live. But again, thank you guys for all the support. Hope you enjoyed this, and let me know what you think. Interested to hear your thoughts on it. Till next time, guys.